Welcome back to the Explainer. So let's just dive right into this because we're looking at something incredibly exciting today. If you're a fan of hitting the dirt, just exploring the great outdoors on two wheels, you know that finding the perfect machine, well, that's half the battle. Today, we're breaking down a highly anticipated global market release that just dropped out of Indonesia. It's the 2027 Kawasaki KLX150 XPL. This bike is literally turning heads everywhere, and we're going to see exactly why it's grabbing so much attention.
To really understand all the hype, we kind of have to start right here. What actually makes the perfect overland motorcycle? For our US viewers, you know that overlanding, packing up your gear, exploring remote trails for days at a time has absolutely exploded. But here's the struggle, right? Usually, you buy a dual sport bike and then boom, you're spending thousands of dollars and countless hours modifying it just so it can survive the trail. You're adding guards, swapping bars, messing with the suspension. It's wildly expensive and honestly, it takes you away from actually riding the thing.
And this brings us to the overland style. This is the concept Kawasaki is pushing with this new model, and it's brilliant. By definition, an overland-style bike is a dual-purpose motorcycle design that prioritizes long-distance comfort and all-terrain capability right from the factory floor. The big takeaway here is that Kawasaki is solving that whole modification headache. They're offering a pre-built, ready-to-ride solution. You literally roll it out of the dealership showroom, head straight into the backcountry, and you don't need a master's degree in mechanics or a bottomless bank account to do it.
Section 1. Meet the KLX150 XPL. Now, the direct design philosophy straight from Kawasaki Motor Indonesia is actually really fascinating. In Indonesia, they say it's designed untuk memenuhi kebutuhan pengendara yang gemar melakukan eksplorasi di jalan perkotaan maupun jalanan aspalt. Basically, that translates to designed to meet the needs of riders who love exploration on city streets or non-asphalt trails. It's not just a pure dirt bike pretending to be a street bike, and it's definitely not a heavy street bike trying to tackle the dirt. It's purposefully built for that true dual-purpose life, commuting on Tuesday, conquering trails on Saturday. Section 2. The Overland Style Concept. Okay, so what exactly are they giving you from the factory that makes this bike so special from day one? Well, just look at this list. These are standard, out-of-the-box overland accessories. You get a high windshield, which is huge for blocking the wind on those long highway transit stretches. You get hand covers, absolutely crucial for saving your knuckles from flying rocks or those nasty thorny branches. There's a skid plate right under the engine, frame covers to protect the bike from your heavy riding boots, and a rigid fat-type handlebar for way better leverage. For US riders who are used to buying bare-bones dual sports, just think about how much cash this saves you in aftermarket parts. It is fully kitted out from the jump. And they definitely didn't ignore the aesthetics. Classic meets modern here. The bike features this gorgeous retro lime green and ebony colorway, giving it a real vintage dirt bike vibe. But they blended that classic look with modern tech, specifically that classic modern round LED headlight. So you get that nostalgic, adventurous look, but with the bright, super reliable visibility you absolutely need if you ever get caught out on the trail after dark. Section 3. Built for the rough stuff. Now, looking good and having bolt-on accessories is great, but it means absolutely nothing if the bones of the bike aren't up to the task. And the most crucial point to look at here is 121 kilograms. For our US viewers, that is an incredibly light curb weight of about 266 pounds. And remember, that is with fluids. In the overlanding world, weight is the ultimate enemy. A lighter bike means drastically reduced rider fatigue. Plus, if you drop it on a tough trail, and let's be real, if you're pushing yourself, you're going to drop it, picking up 266 pounds is an absolute breeze compared to wrestling a 450-pound adventure behemoth. This weight just makes it incredibly agile and forgiving. Pair that feather light weight with this next number, a massive 295 millimeters of ground clearance. That translates to about 11.6 inches. That's nearly a foot of clearance. This really shows its ability to just effortlessly clear deep ruts, rocks, and fallen logs. You're not going to be constantly bottoming out and bashing up that factory skid plate. It sits high, tall, and totally ready for whatever the backcountry throws at it.
And to handle all those impacts, Kawasaki equipped it with a really serious suspension setup. Up front, you've got a 35mm inverted or upside-down fork. This gives you crucial front-end rigidity and stability over rough, uneven terrain. Out back, it utilizes Kawasaki's Unitrack rear single shock. And here's the really important part. The spring preload is adjustable. This is vital for overlanding because it means you can easily stiffen up the rear end when you load the bike down with all your heavy camping gear.
Moving right along to the wheel setup, we have a 21-inch wheel in the front and an 18-inch wheel in the rear. Guys, this is the absolute gold standard combo for serious off-road riding.
That large 21-inch front wheel is just perfect for rolling smoothly over obstacles, while the 18-inch rear gives you this massive contact patch to maintain traction in the mud and dirt. Plus, sticking to this standard sizing means you'll have practically endless options when it comes to buying aggressive off-road tires. Section 4. Engine and performance specs.
So we've seen the armor, we've seen the chassis, but what's actually powering this lightweight Explorer? Well, beating at the heart of this machine is an air-cooled 144cc single-cylinder engine, pushing out about 11.8 horsepower, or 12 PS, and 11.3 newton-meters of torque. All of that is mated to a 5-speed transmission. Now, I can already hear some of our US viewers saying, wait, only 144cc? But hold on, remember the context of that 266-pound curb weight. Now, it is not a highway powerhouse, but that's not the goal here. This reliable, punchy little engine delivers the exact low to mid-range torque you need to crawl up steep inclines and navigate those super tight, technical, single-track trails where bigger, heavier bikes literally just get stuck.
And this really highlights the whole philosophy behind the engine, mechanical reliability. It uses a proven DC CDI ignition and a Kawasaki carburetor. Now, in an age of complex electronic fuel injection, a carburetor might seem a little old school, right? But for remote overlanding, it is actually a massive benefit. Think about it. If you get bad fuel or a clogged jet out in the middle of absolutely nowhere, you can actually take a carb apart and fix it with a basic toolkit. Try doing that with a fried EFI computer. Combine that easy maintenance with a 6.9-liter tank, which is about 1.8 gallons, and on a hyper-efficient 144cc engine, that gives you plenty of range to get completely lost and still find your way back. Section 5. The price tag. Okay, so we've checked out the factory accessories, the off-road ready chassis, and the totally bulletproof engine. It is time for the fraction of $1 million question. Are you ready for this? When you convert the Indonesian asking price of 44.8 million rupiah, it comes out to approximately 2,740 US dollars. Yeah, just let that sink in for a second. $2,740. That level of value is honestly just blowing my mind. Just to quickly summarize why this price point is so unbelievable, you're looking at a fully loaded, out-of-the-box overland motorcycle for less than the price of a bare-bones, entry-level dirt bike here in the US market. Just think about the factory-installed skid plates, the handguards, the windshield, the inverted forks, the LED lighting. You're getting a turnkey adventure machine that demands absolutely zero aftermarket investment for you to hit the trails safely and comfortably. It's the whole shebang, ready to go. So, I want to leave you with this one question to chew on. Could this lightweight Explorer conquer your local trails? Just imagine skipping all those hours in the garage, wrenching on expensive mods, and instead just loading up this 266-pound mountain goat to go explore your local backcountry. It really makes you hope Kawasaki decides to bring this specific overland-style model across the ocean to the US market. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep exploring out there, and I'll see you on the next one.